Palecry sat, letting his thin fur bask in the sunlight. His whiskers twitched as he stared out into the clearing, left alone with his thoughts. It was fairly empty. Patrols had been sent just moments before. Palecry couldn't help but wonder what was going on in these cats' heads. The way they walked, the way they talked, it was riddled with something uncanny. The disregard for the code, maybe. They carried themselves without a care in the world. Like they weren't being watched. He envied their naivety. Sweet Spring got to her paws, her eyes flicking around the clearing for a moment too long. She then got to her paws and left camp alone. Palecry's emotionless gaze followed the she-cat out of camp. Curious. He stood and followed the exact paw steps his clanmate took. He followed the scent, mind blank as he autopiloted towards where the cat had gone. The fur on Palecry's back stood as he saw Sweet Spring embraced by a WindClan cat. Was he seeing this right? He sank his claws into the earth beneath him. He slunk back, hissing under his breath in internalized anger as he found a place to hide. The Tom stepped out. She certainly wasn't going back to camp. What was she doing? Going to another clan, perhaps? He wouldn't even be surprised at this point. A chill rippled through his pelt. He was the only one that had witnessed this. His responsibility to rid the clan of this filth. StarClan was calling, but it wasn't for him. He didn't bother to hide his presence. No one would suspect a medicine cat as a threat. She turned around, her face brightening up as she saw the medicine cat. Though no matter how calm they looked, the she-cat's voice was strained. "Palecry!" she mewed. "What are you doing out here?" "A service." He lowered himself and lashed his tail harshly, not bothering to explain. The faster this was, the better. He lunged forward and swiped a heavy paw at the side of her head, pinning her to the earth. He bit into the back of the cat's neck, tearing it out. She squirmed, but only briefly. He spat the blood from his maw. Cats like you are the reason StarClan allows us to be killed. Storms, floods, fire. It's to rid the clans of cats like you. Some kind of punishment. He looked down at the chunk of fur he spat. Now my paws are tainted for the sanctity of others. He turned. Might as well finish this. He continued the path Sweet Spring had taken, wondering what else this cat had left behind. His pupils thinned. A kit! He patted forward, sniffing. This cat carried the scent of both clans. You... abomination! He wrapped his maw around the kit, harshly picking it up.
Stop. Spoken with finality and an everlasting resonance that commands action. You choose to spend your days hunting those who have broken the code. We've permitted that much. But this kit has done nothing to warrant such punishment.
But this thing, he spat in a mild panic. This kit is proof that cats broke the code, that our cats failed to honor our ancestors. We cannot let this kit live.
You can try to rationalize all you want. You think of this creature as an abomination. But the only abomination I see here is the slaughtering of a mother, and your want to massacre this child. The stars hang their head in shame. Your ancestors look on to you with horror. You may feel righteous in your actions, but they think otherwise.
Palecry's eyes widened. He dropped the kit, stepping back. Of course, he saw judgment only in the one cat's gaze, but he could feel the eyes of hundreds burning through his pelt. For the first time, he felt like he'd done something wrong by StarClan.
If you wish to atone for your crimes, you must raise this child as if it were your own. This is the only way.
He felt every muscle in his body tense. Was this some kind of punishment? Having to raise a half-clan kid on his own? He scoffed at the idea. Me?
Yes, you. You who commit such atrocities and yet feigns piety in the eyes of the stars. You must atone or seek retribution in the place where the stars dare not linger.
Palecry stepped forward, shaking on his paws as he scooped the kit back up, more gently this time. He turned back, wincing his eyes at the new sunlight. The night seemed to fade alongside the StarClan cat. Perhaps he took the stars away with him. He took a deep breath, but winced when his nose was filled with the half-clan scent. He huffed and made his way back to the camp hesitantly. Monarch Star, he swallowed. Ah, Palecry, there you are. What's that? His head tilted towards the small feline in the midcat's jaws. He spoke through the kit's fur. I found this kit on RiverClan's borders. A patrol came by, but they were adamant this kit did not belong to them. Oh, a kit? Whoa, it's so small and tiny. Oh, look at its little legs. Right. Well, if it's a stray, why bring it here? He lifted his head. The code demands we do not neglect any kit in need. RiverClan obviously didn't care for it, so we must. Ah, right. Must have totally recalled that, yep. Well, then it's welcome here in WindClan any day. Well, yeah, welcome. Right, he hummed, turning towards his den. He set the kit down in the nest gently. You're one lucky ball of fur, he cursed to himself. His whiskers twitched. The words of the StarClan cat rattled in his head. He hated it. Rattlecit. That is your name. He let out a sigh. Welcome to WindClan, little one. After a bit, he nudged the cat out of the nest. Go mingle, he murped.
He'd get up and stumble out, dazed and confused. He'd look back before padding out.
Boa strike! Look, I caught a snake! She held up the stick. Whimsy kit, he called. She jolted, turning around. We have a new kit. Dovewings raises her brow at Palecry, then at the new kit. Whose is it? She squints. She tilted her head at the kit. Oh, hi! Wanna play snake catchers?
Hi. I'm, Rattlecit. His tongue, still too new to understand speaking just yet.
Mine, he snapped, not elaborating. His eyes light up, seeing the little guy now walking around. He was so cute to Monarch. Oh, little kitty. Oh, what a great name.
Sure. Play. Eager to learn.
Medicine cats can't have kits, he muttered quietly. He saw himself flashing his tail like a kit, only took himself a second to realize he had to be all leader-like. Well, I say they can, so... She beamed. She wasn't sure why Rattlecit didn't speak much, but she didn't mind. Great! Bow strike. You have to guard the snake we already caught to make sure it doesn't come alive again. He sighed. Alright, Kit. He nodded. He reached forwards and grabbed the stick. Oh well, whatever made the kits happy, he supposed. Palecry looked at the group of cats. Rattlecit would be fine here with them. He only needed to be involved enough to get StarClan off of his back. He stood, shaking his fur briefly before padding away. Palecry settled in his nest with a sigh. He hadn't slept all night. Or was it even night? The StarClan cats made the days feel weird.
He'd run into the den in a hurry. Palecry! Wake up already!
Palecry concealed a hiss. What? It had been 5 moons since he brought this annoyance into the clan, unwillingly.
Today's the day! I'm gonna be made a warrior apprentice! He spoke with such infectious enthusiasm and hope for validation.
Yeah. He stood, stretching. He placed a gentle paw on Rattlecit's face and softly pushed him away in a playful annoyance. Partly playful, anyway. Clean your fur and straighten your whiskers.
Oh, okay. Disappointment stretching across his face.
I'll meet you in the clearing once you're presentable. Cicada breathes let out an exasperated sigh. Everyone gather around the rock for a clan meeting, he yowled with a flick of his tail. Today is a joyous day, as one of our newly owned has reached their time to rattle our spirits of hope and will join our ranks as an apprentice. Rattlekit, step forward.
Excitement building uncontrollably as Rattlekit walked towards the rock.
Palecry shot judgmental eyes at Rattlekit in the way he walked. It felt like only yesterday when you joined our lives. Rattlekit, you will join our ranks, but until you get your warrior name, you will hold the name Rattlepaw. And to guide your journey on your warriorship, your mentor will be Cicada Breath. He stood proudly despite getting his deputy's name wrong. Again. Cicada Breeze, he grumbled, correcting Monarch Star. Ah, right. Cicada, Breeze. Breath. You know, join your apprentice. He stepped up regardless, moving in front of Rattlepaw and pressing his nose to theirs. Palecry watched silently.
He looked to his new mentor, the deputy. He excitedly pressed his nose.
He held back the squeak of joy, seeing this, and cleared his throat. Clan dismissed. He knew Rattlepaw was undeserving of this. He tried to stay calm. Rattlepaw, he called, interrupting. He had opened his maw to speak, though halted as Palecry spoke up.
Yes, Palecry?
He lifted a claw and hooked it into Rattlepaw's mane to pull him closer. As you train, watch the other apprentices. Make sure they follow the code. Bring any mistakes back to me, he said in a whisper.
He froze, a little scared by the seriousness in Palecry's tone. Okay. Will do. Excited to have a task to prove himself to Palecry.
Make me proud. He dipped his head and turned away. He padded up towards the edge of the clan. He sat and watched the clan intently. He used to do this a lot, sit still and observe, but this kid had taken his attention away from the behavior of his clanmates. He hated it. His heart was full of resentment for this mistake. But maybe he'd find some use in this undesirable situation. Maybe. He watched Rattlepaw pat away with the deputy. Tell me this is what you wanted, he muttered to StarClan. Palecry positioned himself on top of the Outlook Rock. He yawned, scraping his claws against the stone. Perhaps StarClan would speak with him here. Alone? Tell me what you wanted, he pleaded to the sky. As if in response to his plea, a blurred shape appeared in Palecry's view. He stiffened and leapt down. He eyed up and down Skyglazer. Where did you get that? My StarClan, you scared me. I got it from ShadowClan territory. We've been kinda low on prey, so I thought it would help out. The tip of his tail twitched. You know that's against the code, right? Exilable by law. Yes, but I did it for our clan. I made sure to cover my scent. She backed up slightly. Whether or not you get caught does not rid you of your crimes. He drew his tongue over his maw. He raked his claws through the mud before darting forward, raking his dirty claws over Skyglazer's front. He appeared disgusted at his now bloodied claws. He wiped them on the squirrel. A message. He winced as it began to rain, washing away the blood he'd just planted. What? Is this not what's right? He grimaced at the stars. Speak to me, you cowards. Tell me your will. If not, it will be mine. He let out a low growl, leaving the body and heading back to camp, his pelt battered by the rain. He shook out his fur, nearly falling off his paws as he did. He was being clumsy now. He slid into his nest once dry. Waking up early, Palecry took a deep breath of the crisp, leaf-fall air. He hardly cared for the events that happened before he slept. It was still raining. He did what he was supposed to. Why was it still raining? He let the scattered rain gather on his face. He turned back into the den and waited for the storm to pass. He closed his eyes as he waited, listening to the clan outside of his shelter, meditating.
Palecry! Threw the scruff in his mouth. Look what I caught! Throwing it down triumphantly.
He broke from his meditative state, stepping over the edge of the nest and studying what Roleplaying presented. You caught this. Are you sure?
Yes! Isn't it so awesome? Cicada Breeze was so surprised.
I'm surprised it's not a fish, Palecry mewed with a distasteful tone. Such a beautiful rabbit wasted being caught by the likes of you.
He froze. What? You're not happy? You're not proud of me? He didn't dare try and make eye contact, only stared down at the prey that seemed so insignificant now.
Did you see anything? With the other apprentices? He pushed a paw against Roleplay's back to turn him around. Codebreakers?
He turned to face, but stared only at his paws. Is that really all you care about? I'm about to be a warrior, and all you can think of is other apprentices? Do you even care about me?
I trust that you won't break the code under my guidance. It's the others I'm worried about. Don't you see it too? The way they treat the world, so free. They forget they will soon face judgment.
Rattle said nothing as he stared at Palecry, searching for a twinge of care in his gaze. Before any more words could be shared, he padded off.
He then huffed. He padded towards the back of the den, sitting alone, again. He paused as he heard cats gathering outside. Every cat gathered around the tallest rock of all the moors for a clan meeting. His yowl was better, like he'd gotten used to this. Palecry looked up at Monarch Star. It was odd that Rattlepaw didn't fetch him for this. Usually he'd be pulling at Palecry's fur to be there. Today is a day many cats dream to reach, and one special cat in our midst has reached it. Our dearest apprentice, Rattlepaw. Step forward.
He'd step forward.
Palecry looked over at Rattlepaw, then caught Cicada Breeze in his gaze. He was leaving. He tensed and followed. Cicada Breeze dug through the dirt, flicking his tail as he focused on finding his rabbit from earlier. Rattlepaw was going to love this. Palecry inched forward. You're missing your apprentice's ceremony. He dropped the rabbit, turning to Palecry with a gasp. When he said it like that, the Tom felt a little guilty. Tom stayed silent, trying to figure out what to say. No cat can have good intentions leaving a ceremony like that. It was incredibly disrespectful. He hopped forward, pushing his paws into Cicada Breeze's side to pin him to the grass. Cicada Breeze struggled against the medicine cat, his moves weak as he reeled from shock. He bit into Cicada Breeze's throat, pulling it out almost effortlessly. There was a rhythm now. He spat, then refocused. He bit into the Tom's scruff and began to drag him. Palecry let go of the ginger Tom, panting through his maw to catch his breath.
Stop!
Rattlepaw. He dipped his head.
Rattle snap, but not like you were there to notice, he growled.
Nor was your mentor. He curled his lip.
Is that? In an instant, he realized what corpse laid on the edge. No. No. Why?
I did this for you! He snapped in defense. For us, our clan, I burden the weight of ridding the clan of our weak, the traitors, so that the rest are loved by StarClan.
The weak? The traitors? What did my mentor do that you had to kill him? He stepped forward.
Palecry stayed put, confident. He left during your ceremony. No cat with good intentions would leave. It's disrespectful. He was hiding something. He spat. Not that you deserved better.
What do you mean by that?
Did you ever stop to wonder what you are? Where you came from? Why I'm the cat you're stuck with? He lashed his tail. You're a mistake! A half-clan kid with no place in this forest. But I did it! I did what was asked of me! You're a warrior now, and I'm free from my punishment. I've atoned, Rattlesnap. I did it!
Atoned? You've atoned? What are you saying? You never really cared for me? That I was just some way to be forgiven?
Yes, he croaked. You see it now. The plan. It all came together. The story's over now. He looked over at Cicada Breeze. No more issues, right?
In an instant, rage overcame Rattlesnap as he rushed Palecry, shoving him into the gorge.
He swiped blindly at the gorge's edge, but it escaped his grasp as he ducked under the raging water. Palecry gargled the water in his mouth as he turned towards the shore, being tugged by the tide as he struggled. His eyes widened at the StarClan cat. He reached out a desperate paw.
The StarClan cat said nothing. Just a simple look of disgust etched across his face as he let the abomination succumb to his demise.
He let out a shriek, his outstretched paw preventing him from swimming, and his front half ducked under the water, disorienting him. The raging water pushed him in many different directions. He couldn't breathe. Everything started to go numb as his body pulled across the river, and eventually plummeted over the waterfall.